Good evening, everybody. Matrix here, and here's my watch list for April 3rd. Taking a look at the futures right now, real quick. We are gapping up from the close. At the close, we sold off quite a bit after hours, right? And then eventually it found the bottom and then bounced back. And now we're gapping up. At this current price point here at 287.80s, I'm going to show you what that is in relation to the SPY real quick. Just give me a sec here. Okay, so as you can see, the SPY, I've mapped out some colorful lines here. Let's go to the minute chart. Intraday, the blue line, tonight on my watch list, you'll see blue lines on my charts. The blue line is the current price. So in the futures right now, this is the current price at 286.80s. Okay, we are gapping up a little bit. Now, you see this red line here. This is resistance, 287.30. This resistance is from when we had that massive sell-off day. So pulling in real quick. Let me blow this up real quick. So pulling in the SPY here and looking at this massive sell-off day, the day one, right, of this massive sell-off day, this red line here is basically the high of that day, right? Oh, not even. I put it too far up. Where is this red line? Let's see. Oh, okay. So it's the opening price of the previous day, the doji day. Okay. So we are coming very near into this highs right here. This is where we're gapping up to. Basically, the current price is right at the highs of the first down day here. Now, what I want to see tomorrow is overall, I mean, I'm pretty sure people would say this looks pretty bullish, right? We've had nothing but gap ups and slight runs. Even though the range is a little tight, I want to zoom into the minute chart right now. There are a couple of theories on here. One, either it opens tomorrow, dips and holds today's highs. This green line I marked off. Usually I use green as support, today's highs, and then bounce back up from there, and then test this highs of the doji day before the big down day, right? And then from here, it might just break out. This 286.80s area, this is a very key level here. This is basically the first down day of when we had that massive correction, right? So if it's not able to hold above this level tomorrow, I think we're going to sell off. All right. This level, I am anticipating the gap to fill a little bit. So at the open, I'm anticipating a pullback. And then from here, if it holds, then it's going to come back up here to the 286.80s area. And then from here, if it's unable to break out and keep running, I think people will sell this right off. Just mainly because support resistance, right? This is key resistance area. And the SPY have had a few good run-up days, right? So it's definitely due for a nice pullback here. I also happen to think that there is a little bit of a conspiracy theory here. I mean, with the SPY running like this, it definitely lures in a lot of dumb money to think that it's a bull trend, buy, and then the smart money can sell from where they did right here, right? And that's a theory. I mean, opening this week, we have a major gap up, and this gap needs to be filled. So tomorrow could be as good as any day, right? And we are testing this this massive red candle here on the week. So that's my take on the SPY. Be very careful with your longs. I would long if it dips out the gates, right, and it holds these highs, and then it shows like a double bottom or higher low. I mean, watch this long. Last night on my watch list, I called the absolute bottom on the SPY, and my girlfriend took this long, literally right to the tick. So she bottom ticked it. I'm really proud of her. Wait, yeah, she bottom ticked it here. So I called that last night. So that was a fantastic call on my watch list there. If you haven't watched it, definitely rewatch it. Every watch list, there is some nuggets in there. So let's get right into the watch list. Okay, Facebook is first up. This is not in any particular order. Facebook ran today on an analyst upgrade. Um, on the daily chart, it's very, very bullish, right? We are coming into a key level of 175 here, which it almost tested today, and then late day it kind of sold off. Now, this has two ways to play, right? Either it tests tomorrow, test the highs, and then fail, and then do a pullback day, or it can break out the highs, hold, and then rip. Okay, so definitely two ways to play. As you can see, I marked off some resistance area here as well. Facebook current price is at 174. The first support I see is 172.50. So let's get that marked off, 172.50. As you can see, intraday, this held a couple of bounces here. So this is a nice support area that I'm looking for. If it dips out the gates, I'm expecting this to hold and then bounce back up. And then the next support, if it snaps, then we have 171.50, which is literally right here. And it's kind of like waiting for this 200 SMA to catch up. And this 171.50 area is very key on the daily chart here. As you can see, I marked it off. It's these levels right here. Okay. Some could say this 173 is also a key level, or perhaps even 173.5 to 173.25. This is also a key level. I mean, I have a market maker wick here that tested it. We held a dip over here as well, so this could be a level of support. But the stock is at 174, so it's really, really close right now. And I don't want to disregard it, so we'll call that a mini support level. Okay, so if it does hold, if it dips out of the gate, if it does hold, it's also happened to be the VWAP, then definitely think about a long, right? Now, if tomorrow's going to be a long day, it's going to dip out the gates, and then before 10 p.m., I think it's going to reverse. And then once it reclaims the 74, and that would make it a long day, in my opinion. And then you can ride it up, okay? As far as resistance goes, excuse me, it's getting late. We have the high of day as resistance, as well as the 175 area. So right around here, a 10-cent area. As you can see, we have a resistance zone. And then if that breaks out, then we are going to 177.50, which is right about there. Close enough. 177.50. Come on. Yeah, right about there. And then the next level, we have the 180. Okay. So three areas of support, the high of day being 1, resistance 1, resistance 2, 77.5, resistance 3, 180. So that's Facebook. Next up, we have Play, Dave & Buster's. Dave & Buster's is going to be one of my main plays today, okay? Excuse me. After hours, we made an up move because of a positive earnings catalyst, okay? Currently, the price is at 50. Hold on. Zoom out. Currently, the price is at 53.5. So I'm going to mark this off with the blue line as current price, okay? Earnings catalyst. Okay, the average true range is $1.26. Earnings positive. They announced a $200 million buyback added. For the year of 2019, their guidance is actually pretty much flat. Okay, so before I go into play, let me explain the thesis here real quick. All right, what I'm looking for tomorrow is a gap up and then dump right out of the gates, just like LW did today. All right, LW has a positive earnings catalyst as well. And then it just dumped out. It was very overextended and it dumped out, right? Looking overall on the LW chart, I mean, this is exactly kind of like what play is. Okay, remember this daily chart here on the long term. I'm going to bring up play. You see that? Same exact thing. So let's mark off some levels. 83.5. Sorry, 53.5 is the current price. I'm going to mark it off as blue. Okay, because it was so strong after hours, I do want to see a little bit more to the upside. We have the next level here at 54.50. So I'm going to mark that off for you, and you'll see how I plot it out. It's basically the high of after hours. Okay, so after hours, it topped out at 54.50. Use a nice brown color. Zoom in a little bit. We have the next resistance area, because the stock only has an average true range of $1.25 or so. So these levels of resistance can be a little bit tighter. 55 key psychological whole number, okay, and then as well as 55.5 would be a resistance level here. And then finally, we have 56 as the final resistance level. Okay, so 55 on the chart is not really a level, but it is a psychological whole number. So you know what? I'm going to mark this off as yellow. So you guys can see, if I zoom out right now, you'll see all the levels that I marked off and where I got them from on the daily chart. Okay, 54.50, very self-explanatory, after hours highs. And then we have 55, which is a key psychological whole number. And then from here, 55.5 is this line right here on this day of December 7th. And on this day, December 4th, zooming out a little bit, we have right here also October 26th and October 30th, right? So this is another level of resistance. And finally, $56. I really don't think it can get above 56 tomorrow. I mean, look at all this resistance over the long term here. 56, very key area. So what I want to see is if it gaps up or it starts running up pre-market, even better, because the more extended, the more I like. And then I want to see it gap up a lot. And then right out of the open, I want it to show me a very defined risk area where I can take the trade off of at the open and hammer it right back down. Okay, as far as support level here, we have 53, 52, and 51.25. Okay, so 53, 200 SMA right here. This is going to be my main play. That's why there's so many levels plot out and how I planned it. 52 right here. And of course, 51.25 right about there. Okay. 51.25. Okay. So as you can see, 51.25 right here in this area. Very nice support. And then we have the 52 marking off the previous, this year's 2019's range. Okay. It finally got over. So I do anticipate some sort of a holding area here. And then 53, nice psychological hold number, as well as after hours it made support. This is where it bounced off of and then ripped again. Okay, so you know what? I'm just going to save these up real quick here, just because it's definitely going to be my main play tomorrow. Real quick. PLAY. Perfect. That way I don't have to mark them all over again tomorrow. All right. Okay, so next up we have WBA, Walgreens. I played today. Beautiful trade, by the way, on Walgreens. I basically literally took it out of the open, and I'll show you exactly where. Right here is my trade, 9:30. As it opened, it popped and then fell, and then from here I was watching the level 2 and time and sales. and basically I had a held offer at 55.85. All right, and I just took it. I just took it and wrote this move down and paid myself literally right at the bottom. Um, I was risking a little bit above 56 here too, so this was a very defined resistance area for me right here. So that's how I played WBA today. As it came back up, I took my lotto shares off, and then from here I actually shorted it again as it rejected. Okay, once it came down and then opened and then popped a little, and then once again on the time and sales and on the level 2, it shows me held offer. So I literally got right back in and I rolled it back down, and I actually took a couple of trades on it. Now with WBA, the earnings catalyst is a fantastic. Okay, basically they're done. They're toast. Okay. What I want to see today or tomorrow is a pop and drop. Okay. The 55.70 is resistance number 1. As I was watching the stock all day, 55.70s, I actually held through all the way here. I had an average of 55.96. So, where is it? Yeah. So I had an average of around this area right here, and I held through all this and I watched it. And I watched 55.70 hold the bid literally for over an hour and a half. And then eventually it snapped. Eventually it snapped through, and it couldn't get back up over. So this is resistance number 1. Currently the stock is trading at 55.35. So I'm going to mark that off as blue. What did I write in my notes here? Yeah, okay. 56 would be the next level of resistance. The stock has sold off a lot, so I am anticipating a pop tomorrow. Okay, zooming out just a tad, out a bit. And then finally from here, the resistance number 3, the stock cannot get above 56.20 to 56.30. Okay, so right about here we have a 10 cents resistance zone. Okay, now blow that up for you. Whoop, right here. Okay, so key resistance areas. I'm looking for a pop and drop. This held bid was very powerful right here throughout the day, and then it held again right around the 75 area. Okay, so we have a nice resistance zone right here. Basically, all of this. I won't hesitate to pull the trigger on this. The stock has a lower average true range, so and the spread is very tight. So I am definitely willing to take a lot of size on this tomorrow, knowing that it doesn't move that much. It moves a few pennies. Obviously, still got to have some risk management in play. This here held bid again at the 55.40s level, held a little bit, but we are closing right literally under it. So I'm not going to pay much attention to it just yet. We'll see what it does tomorrow. As far as support goes, support number 1 is at 55.10, which is the low of today. And if I give it a little bit more room, 55 actually bottomed out. So this here is the support area of support number 1, 30 cents away. Okay. I want to see the snap. If 55 snaps, we have a lot of room to the downside. The next level of support, believe it or not, I couldn't find it until I scroll all the way back to 2013. Right here. Was it 2013? I marked the dates off. Yeah, December 2013. right here. Zoom in a little bit. Zoom in a little bit more. Okay, so here it is. December 20th, 2013, the support area is at 54.85. And then if this snaps, the next area is from October 1st, 2013, area at 54.10. So right here, this October 1st, yeah, zoom in a little bit. October 1st, massive volume here, okay? And then December, right here, massive volume, bottom candle. 3 support areas, so the 55, 54.80s, and 54.10. Okay, so my target levels are those if it's continued to the downside. WBA. Finally, we have lifts. Love lifts. I mean, lifts IPO is basically a money train, in my opinion. Lyft today did exactly what I anticipated. It had a choppy sideways consolidation day. Okay, so the levels are going to be pretty much the same as last night, as 69 is where we're at right now. Okay, I'm going to mark that off blue, show you guys very clearly. I'm actually going to save these drawings afterwards too, so I got to mark them pretty concise. Okay, as you can see where the 59 plays off. Next level of resistance, I see it at 69.50. So right around here, a few pennies off. And then we have resistance number 2 at 70 to 70.20. Mark those off. Okay. And then finally, we have 71 to 71.25. So right there. And basically, I got this level from yesterday. The reason why I do like trading Lyft, because of the IPO, because there is no history. This is the only history they can trade off of, right? The institutions. Okay. So very simple, concise chart to read, in my opinion. I know there is quite a bit of lines here, but tomorrow I'll understand this. 3 levels of resistance, looking for a pop and drop. 70 is very clear, is the high of today. As far as support goes, while I was watching the chart, 68.50s is one level. So right there. So support is kind of like target levels for me. And then we have 68 to 68 to 67.75. Okay. Okay, so a very concise support zone. This is a zone here. And then finally, we have 66.75 and 66.5. So 66.75 right here. Today's bounce off area, and I include the wick into it on the 5-minute chart. Okay. So very close support here at 68.50. This is basically the VWAP. If I zoom out a little bit, okay. I know it's a little hard to see the VWAP here. This is a green line again. And then, of course, we have this main level of 65.50 to 65.30. Interestingly enough, at the 30-cent mark, which I've been talking about for 3 days now. Okay, So I do want to see a pop and a drop, and I want to bring it all the way down to test these areas right here. Okay. Ooh, let me save that up for tomorrow. So basically, that's pretty much my watch list for the evening. I hope you guys enjoy what you watch, and I'll see you guys all bright and early tomorrow. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe. Okay, that helps me a lot in building my channel, and I'll see you guys all bright and early tomorrow. Thanks. Ciao.